Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a very simple practice, a yoga practice that incorporates a lot of the basic principles of prenatal yoga. And for this practice, I invite you to really listen to your body and of course to seek advice from your primary healthcare provider before engaging in any new exercises. And so let's take a moment to really establish a connection to ourselves before we embark on our practice. And one way that I like to do that is through the breath. And so we'll take a few deep, harmonizing and centering breaths together. Root down through the sit bones and begin to connect to your breath, following the inhalation and the exhalation through the nose. And just noticing what it feels like to breathe today in this body. What does your breath feel like? Where do you feel movement in the body from the breath? And also, where do you feel maybe some tension or resistance in the body and breath? Inhaling deeply through the nose and guiding the breath down to the belly. Filling the belly, the ribs, the chest with the breath. And exhaling, releasing the chest, the ribs, the belly. If it feels comfortable to you, maybe even placing one hand over your womb and one hand over your chest. With every deep breath, finding your own rhythm, filling the belly, ribs, and chest. Exhaling, softening the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And then removing your hands and noticing any shifts in your awareness and in your breath. Palms come together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. And set a special intention for your practice. What is it that we would like to invite onto the mat? With your next in-breath, let's inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, release the arms down. We'll turn the palms towards the sky, deep breath in, and exhaling to the heart. And let's try that again, deep breath in, and out. And last time, inhale, and exhale. With your next breath, let's place the hands onto the knees, inhaling, rolling the heart forward, and exhaling back a few times, Sufi roll. And exploring how to release tensions in through the sides of the body, the back of the body. And let's reverse the movement. And beautiful. Coming to center, palms at the heart. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, release them to the floor. Inhale, raise your right arm up, and exhale, lengthen over towards your left. Breathing deeply into the right side body. Root down through the right sit bone. Inhale, lift, and exhale, other side. With every deep breath, relaxing the shoulders away from your ears. Really find the space in through the left side of your body. With your next inhalation, inhale, lift, and exhaling, palms come to the heart. Let's take hold of the right shin and massaging tension in through the hip. This is called rocking the baby. Other movements here, maybe circling through the hip joint and changing directions. If you'd like a bit of a deeper stretch, we can cradle the shin in the crook of the elbows, maintaining lots of space and length through the spine. Maybe even giving yourself a little toe wiggle here, and release. Other side, taking hold of your shin and rocking the baby, making circles with the hip joint. and then perhaps giving yourself a little bit of a deeper stretch in through the hips. Releasing your shin, very nice. Let's walk the fingertips back. Fingertips are pointing forward, opening through the chest. Deep breath in, give yourself a stretch. And exhaling, walking your hands forward. Making sure to create lots of space for your baby. And of course, letting your body guide you through any movements that feel good to you today. And so hands come behind, fingertips pointing forward, opening through the shoulders and chest. And this time, let's change the cross of the legs as we exhale to fold forward. So maintaining a long spine, tilting from the pelvis, and making lots of space for your baby here. With your next breath, walking your hands up, bringing your feet to your mat, windshield wipering the legs. And then coming onto your hands and knees. So from this tabletop position, finding a comfortable stance, really bringing attention to the wrists, making sure that your wrists are comfortable here. If you have pain in your wrists, coming up onto fists is a really nice option, or maybe even coming onto your blocks. And so rooting down through the index finger, little finger and thumb. With your next inhalation, let's open through the heart while lifting the tail, looking forward, and exhaling, rounding the spine into cat, releasing head, neck, and shoulders. Deep breath in, opening through the front body. Deep breath out as we press the earth away from us. And then finding your own rhythm here. If you're feeling a lot of stretch through the belly, feel free to come into table, and from table, pressing into cat pose. And with the next breath, let's begin to circle the hips in one direction. Finding that fluidity of movement and breath. And also exploring the other direction. Inhaling into table, bring your knees wide apart. And exhaling, pelvis comes to the heels. If you'd like to, coming onto your hands and forearms for support, or perhaps even walking your hands forward to bring your forehead to your mat. With your next breath, inhaling into tabletop. And from tabletop, take a step forward with your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And so if you're feeling some discomfort in the pubic bone, it can be nice to keep a short distance between both thighs. Another option for you today is to walk your foot back, coming into a long lunge, or perhaps even tucking the toes under and coming into a crescent lunge. And so rooting down through the foundation of this pose and finding a neutral spine. We can do that by finding space in through the lower back and support in the area of the lower belly. With your next exhalation, let's exhale to release the knee to the earth if you're in a high lunge. Very nice. And stepping back into table, and let's change sides. And so from this lunge position, if you're practicing a low lunge, one nice option is to bring the hands to the thigh to really create lots of space in through the front body. And we want to think about both hip joints and shifting both hips forward slightly within a comfortable range. And so last deep breath. And when you feel ready, bringing your hands to the earth. If downward dog is still in your practice, you can step back into downward dog or curl the toes of your right foot under and take a step forward towards the front of your mat, coming into a high squat position. If you're in downward facing dog, bring your feet wide and begin to walk your feet towards your hands at the top of your mat, slightly bending your knees and coming into a high squat position. Rooting down through the feet, begin to roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. The last to come up is your head, rolling the shoulders open and standing with the feet beneath the hips or wider apart. Soften through the center of your chest, rolling the shoulders back and taking a few deep breaths. Imagining that there's roots growing from the soles of your feet, allowing the breath to be relaxed. Palms come together at the heart. With your next inhalation, inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, folding from the hips, coming halfway or all the way forward. Lots of space for the baby here. Hands come to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, L stretch. And exhale, fold. Let's root down through the feet as we roll up one vertebra at a time. Shoulders come back. Inhale, raising your arms up. And exhaling, palms to the heart. We'll do that a few more times. With every deep breath, opening through the front body to welcome the breath. As we exhale, moving with your own rhythm as we come into forward folding, either coming into a half fold or all the way forward. And one last time. You can notice each part of the spine like beads on a thread. Invite movement into the whole length of your spine. And exhaling, palms to the heart. Very nice. With your next breath, inhale, raising your arms up. Taking hold of your left wrist, making chin mudra with your left fingertips. And step back with your left toes, lengthening over towards the right side. Bringing attention to your center of gravity, the pelvis can be lengthened through the lower back, lifting the pubic bone slightly. And let's change sides. Inhaling to center like a dance. And arms come up, taking hold of your right wrist and lengthening over towards your left side. Noticing any pinching in the lower back, and we can help that by lifting the pubic bone, lengthening the tailbone down. And inhaling, coming to center, feet are hip width or belly width apart. And exhale, twisting towards your right. Taking a few deep breaths here. Rolling your left shoulder back, lengthening from the crown. Deep breath in, inhale, and exhale, change sides. Really feel the feet are pressing into the earth as you reach the crown up to the sky. Deep breath in, coming to center, palms come up, and exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale to fold, rooting down to rise as you roll the spine up. Palms come up, and exhaling, palms to the heart. And so let's roll the shoulders back, rolling into big circles. And if you'd like to, you can incorporate the arms, drawing large circles with the arms. If it feels comfortable to fold, maybe even inviting the whole spine to participate in the movement. An alternate movement is simply slightly bending your knees and drawing large circles with your arms. Great, and let's reverse the movement. And release. Inhale, squeezing the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And deep exhale. Release. Inhale, squeezing the shoulders. And exhale. Release. And one last time. And exhale to release. Great. And let's come to the top of our mats. And so we'll keep a couple blocks handy. One nice way to use the blocks is to bring them to the front of your mat for your lunges, if that's useful to you today. And so we'll do a very mini vinyasa, which is inspired by the sun salutation that's appropriate for all stages of pregnancy. And so let's inhale, raise the arms, exhale, fold, either coming halfway or all the way. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to release the hands to the earth. Remembering to follow your own rhythm, stepping the right foot back. Take as many breaths as you'd like to. Palms come to the inner left foot and opening through the chest. If you'd like to use your blocks, you can, to create more space for your baby, more space for your hip joints. With your next breath, stepping back into table pose. And from table, finding a few times cat. Long, deep breath in, long, deep breath out, adding any movements that feel good to you today. And then walking your hands towards you and up your thighs. Palms come to the back of the pelvis, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, open through the chest. And exhaling, palms come down to the earth, bringing your knees wide, big toes to touch, and either resting on your forearms or walking your hands forward into child's pose. Taking as many breaths as you'd like to here. With your next inhalation, inhaling, walking your hands towards your body. We're going to come up onto the shins one more time. And then step your left foot to the side, either keeping the knee bent, or if you'd like to, you can straighten your leg. Forearm or hand comes to the thigh. Inhale, raising your right arm up and drawing your right shoulder away from your ear. Take a few deep breaths into the right side of your body. And then hands come to the earth, and we'll do a little exploration here of the space. And so option to wiggle the hips. Another option is to place your right hand on your mat and then begin to rotate from the spine, reaching fingertips up towards the sky. With your next breath, exhaling, palm comes to the earth. Let's step back through table, and from table, stepping out with the right foot to the side, either bending the knee or keeping the knee straight. Forearm or hand meets the leg. As we inhale, left arm comes up, finding that long line of energy through the left side body, breathing into the left ribs. And then hands come to the earth, either exploring your movements of the hips. You can even bring your hands or forearms to the floor, or incorporating a very gentle twist, rooting through the left palm, spiraling through the upper and middle back, and reaching fingertips up towards the sky. Exhaling, palm comes to the earth, finding table. And from our table pose, option to take a few moments of rest in child's pose, or step up with your right foot. From this pose, finding any comfortable variation here, I like to heel toe my right foot to the side and perhaps even taking your bolster and finding lizard pose. Importance here to make sure that the right knee is stacked above the right ankle. Breathing into any tension that you discover through the hips as you exhale, inviting relaxation, space into the hips. So let's come up onto our hands, opening through the chest. And from here, stepping back we can come into our downward dog if that's still in your practice, or curling the toes under, stepping back into our high squat, lifting the hips and placing the forearms onto the thighs. If you're in downward facing dog, walking your feet up towards the hands, and slowly let's roll up, coming into Tadasana. Hands come to the heart, taking a few moments and to notice the breath and the energy moving through the body. And then coming to meet at the front of the mat. Palms come to the heart. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, coming halfway or all the way forward. Lots of space for the baby here. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening your spine. Exhale to fold. And let's step back with the left foot coming into our lunge. Invitation here to use your blocks if you'd like to place blocks beneath your hands. And coming into either a short stance lunge, or if you'd like to, crescent moon or crescent lunge. And last deep breath. Palms come to your mat, stepping back and through table, and from table finding cat pose. Exploring the breath and the spine, maybe even looking over one shoulder, over the next, stepping one leg back, reaching through the heel, and the other leg back, reaching through the heel. And then walk your hands towards you and up the thighs, placing your hands to the lower back, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, open through the chest. Chin can come to the chest if you like, or maybe looking up towards the sky. And exhaling, palms come to the earth, bringing knees apart, big toes touching for child's pose. Forearms can rest to the earth, or if you'd like to, walking your hands in front of you, inviting long, deep breaths into the back of the body, ensuring lots of space for your baby. With your next breath, let's inhale into table, optional cat pose here, and then stepping out with the left foot, either with a knee bent or a straight leg. Inhale, raising the right arm up, relaxing the right shoulder away from your ear, breathing into the right side body. And then palms come to the earth, either taking a moment of pause here or rooting down through the right hand, and begin to rotate through the upper back, reaching arm right up to the sky. Exhaling, palm comes to the ground, and we'll release the left knee to the earth, changing sides. And then placing the right forearm to thigh, or maybe the hand to the shin if you have the straight leg. Inhale to raise the arm, taking as many breaths as you'd like here. Opening up through the side ribs, welcoming the breath. If you're noticing that you're short of breath, taking as many rest periods as you need. This practice is for you. Just listen in and trust your body. So palms come to the earth, and either pause here or root down through the left palm. Inhale, raising fingertips up, and exhaling to the earth. Beautiful. So invitation to release any tension in your hips here with a few hip circles. And then stepping forward with your left foot to the top of your mat for our last lunge. And finding the same lunge as you did on the other side, maybe with palms to the ground, or placing your hands on your thigh. If you'd like to, finding lizard by heel toeing your left foot out to the side. So lizard is really wonderful for a deep exploration of space and through the hips. But listen to your body, making sure that you can maintain a long, deep breath and that you don't have pain here. And so let's place our hands to the earth and stepping back through table. From table, you're welcome to find a downward facing dog if that's still in your practice. Otherwise, let's walk the hands towards the body, rolling onto the toes, and then lifting the center of gravity, the hips, and placing forearms to thighs. If you're in downward dog, begin to walk your feet towards your hands, and slowly, slowly rolling up, coming into Tadasana. Palms come up, and exhaling, hands to the heart. Very nice. Great. And so let's find at least maybe one block, if that feels good to you. We'll explore side angle pose from a warrior two variation. If side angle and warrior two isn't your preference today, feel free to find a ball or to sit on a chair and find your side stretches that way. And so we'll find right foot forward, left foot back for warrior two. And in this warrior two, keeping the feet really close together. And as we look down, heel toe the front foot so that your feet are roughly heel to heel, or even wider apart. So the importance here will be the foundation and setting up as much stability as feels comfortable to you. And so bending the front knee and guiding the knee towards the second and third toe, let's inhale, raise the arms to shoulder height, looking over right fingertips. With your next inhalation, turn the right palm up, lengthening through the sides of your waist. And exhaling, either keeping your knee bent, maybe coming into a side angle pose, or straightening the front knee for triangle, placing a hand on a block. Rotating from the thoracic spine, and only if it's comfortable, extending your left arm up. Root down through the feet, draw the inner thighs towards each other. Inhale through warrior two. Very nice. And exhaling, come to step to the top of your mat. With your next inhalation, inhale, raising your arms. Exhale, folding forward, either halfway or all the way. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale to fold. Rolling the spine up upon an in-breath. Shoulders come back. Inhale, raising the arms. And exhaling, palms come to the heart. We're going to change sides, taking your block with you. And rooting down through the left foot, finding any comfortable stance for warrior two. The stance can be rather short or long, depends on what feels good to you today. And so heel toe your left foot out to the side, so that your feet are roughly heel to heel alignment or even a little bit wider apart. And then we'll inhale, raise the arms, rooting down through the feet, connecting to your inner goddess here, feeling of stability, of courage, of grace. Inhale, raising the left palm up towards the sky. Good. And then through the center, either finding side angle pose, or if you'd like to, placing your hand on a block, straightening the front leg for a triangle. So allow that front or that top hip to roll forward if it's moving in that direction. And thinking about really stabilizing the pelvis through drawing the inner thighs in towards each other. Okay, so inhale, coming up through Warrior Two, and exhaling, coming to the front of your mat. So we're going to stand sideways on the mat with feet probably like 2.5 feet apart. Really depends on the length of our limbs. And the importance will be to turn the toes out so that the knees can track over the second and third toe. We're going to sit back. And so just notice what that's like and adjust your stance accordingly. And so hands come to the knees, and let's look over towards the right. Inhale, coming to center. Exhale, looking over towards the left, and drawing circles with the hips. Okay, rooting down through the feet. Inhale, lifting up, extending the arms and legs like a star. And exhale, let's bend the elbows, sit back, gently hugging the baby with the breath. Let's try that again. Deep breath in, stretch and extend. Exhale. And one last time. Very nice. Left forearm to thigh, reaching overhead. Deep breath in. Coming to center, exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Releasing right forearm to thigh. Deep breath in. Exhale to center. Inhale, rise. And exhaling, palms come to the heart. So let's find 1 or 2 blocks coming into a low squat today. And so if you know that your baby is in a breech position, then we would avoid low squats. Maybe practice your squats sitting on a high chair, a regular chair. Okay, so walking your feet out if you'd like to. The importance here is really to create space for the baby and to lengthen the spine. And so upper arms come to the inner thighs, palms come to the heart. And finding a few deep breaths here, really centering your attention all the way down to the pelvis, inviting a deep breath there. And feel the support of the earth beneath you, supporting you. So squatting is really wonderful for opening the muscles, the inner thighs, and also can help us connect to that element of earth, the energy of manifestation, that nurturing, self-compassion. And then let's release the hands. And so to transition out of this pose, walk your feet in and shift your hands forward. We're going to lift the hips, remove your block, and then coming onto your hands and knees, however feels comfortable to you. Nice. Rolling out your wrists. If it is more comfortable to sit cross-legged with a block or cushion, feel free to do so, or maybe even placing a block beneath your pelvis in this position. Very nice. And so interlace your fingers, and we can roll out the wrists and changing directions. Bringing fingertips back, leaning forward, finding a comfortable stretch through the wrists. And changing directions, bringing the tops of the hands down onto your mat. A few deep belly breaths.